if you would stay a little while after we're dismissed, that we might get to know you better. This morning I'm discussing the question, why has morality collapsed in our country? Morality has been sick for a long time, but now it's died. I'm sure that nobody's really shocked by that statement, but shocked or not, that's the fact. It is a fact that morality being practiced is a rarity in our age. Whenever someone is allowed to behave in a lewd, lascivious manner, to use vulgar language openly, publicly, dress in indecent attire, claiming that he has the right of freedom of speech and freedom of expression, while at the same time another is ridiculed if he just mentions God or the Bible on any premise that's in any way connected with the government, then we know that something has gone wrong. I've lived on this earth a good many years, and I've seen change. For example, when I was a teenager, boys wouldn't think of using vulgar language or curse words in the presence of girls or women. But that has changed. A few years ago, while my wife was still living, we went to a little 7-Eleven type store downtown in Kingsland to get air and attire. Well, I noticed a group of teenagers standing around, and when I got out of the car, one was telling everybody else what had happened recently, and he was using vulgarity and cuss words about every other word. I tried to ignore him, but I listened for a minute, and he got even worse as he went on, so I just told him, said, "Hey, cut out the language. My wife is sitting in the car, and she's not used to hearing language like that." Well, I didn't know what was going to happen. I mean, they could have gained me. 3 or 4 of them could have overcome me. Oh, I could brag a little. I could have taken care of the one that was speaking, but anyway, to my surprise, he just hushed, and we got in the car and drove home. Well, Lois was upset. She was afraid they were going to gang me. But that just shows the lack of respect today among teenagers. And there were girls in this group, and it didn't matter, girls or boys. He just used back alley vulgar language. I believe anyone would have to acknowledge that morality today has sunk to a low, an all-time low. My question is why? Why has this happened? A quick answer would be that more and more people have forgotten that God should be feared as well as loved. I know that in much of the religious world today, and sometimes even in the church, we hear people say, "Well, I just get tired of hearing this negative language all the time. I want to hear sermons on the love of God." Well, it doesn't really matter what somebody wants to hear. Is that going to change anything because I want to hear the love and the mercy of God rather than severity? Look at Ecclesiastes 12 and 13. Here the writer says, "Let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter, to fear God and keep His commandments, for this is the whole duty of man."